One man, one board, one sail, and a whole ocean to play with. Ride the wind, man. We're going board sailing. Board sailing is just another word for sailing with your bare hands, right? Wind and waves, man, the two most powerful things on earth. Learn to hold them in the palm of your hands. Learn to sail, not to bail. We've got it all right here. Hop in, select. Sailboarding at speed is a lot like grabbing a tiger by the tail. And if you like the rush of speed, then grab a gale and hang on. Getting a sailboard up to speed requires a low center of gravity, positioned well back on the board. Hold the boom low and back, and feel the tug and let her rip. There's nothing like catching the wind with your own two hands. Get ready for the launching pad. The idea behind a good jump is to approach a wave face at speed, lean back for takeoff, and fly into the wild blue yonder. Slice the wing through the wind or use it to ride the breeze. With your nose up and weight back, brace for splashdown. Go on, head for the sky. Make NASA proud. You got it all wired? Now go for the ultimate. Loops are the cutting edge, and to do them you need wind and waves. Using chop like pop ramps or breakers like catapults, fly into the air. Throw your head and shoulders backwards for the back loop or tuck and tumble for the difficult front. This fun is for experts only, so get out there and become one. There are two ways to bring about a sailboard. Jibing is done downwind and involves letting the sail spin around the mast in front of you. You grab it when it comes around and sail off the other way. Tacking is done at angles upwind, requiring you to dance around the front of the mast, ending up on the opposite side of the sail. Hey, it's even harder than it sounds. Okay, so you wiped out. It's time to get going again. That's what the water start is all about. Get the sail on the upwind side and swim under it. Place your feet in the sailing position, lift the sail enough to catch the wind, and let it pull you onto the board to begin sailing off. It's your quickest launch and should be performed at slightly downwind. Surfboards and sails, find out what it entails. Choose anything you want, just don't stop. This is what the rider rides: the board, the hull, the stick. Shaped out of polyurethane foam and fiberglass, these things are tough and unsinkable. For everything from freestyling to speed sailing, board designs are specific to the task. It's the same with length, though heavier riders generally need bigger boards. Over the years, they've gotten smaller and smaller, with today's mini wave jumping boards unable to support a rider unless moving. The rig is a propulsion system for the windsurfer. It's made up of the sail, mast, and wishbone-shaped booms, which are all mounted to the board by a rotating mast base. By manipulating the padded boom, the sail can achieve any angle to the wind, and that's how you move about. Every piece must be selected with care. Just the right sail for the amount of wind, a more flexible mast for gusty conditions, boom adjusted to the height of the sailor. There are as many rigs out there as there are winds to propel them. Fins mounted on the underside of the board give stability and directional control. Think of them as little wings that cut through water like air. What allows a rider to maneuver a windsurfer and propel it in a direction other than downwind is the force of wind on sail pushing against the lateral resistance of the fins. Efficient fins like these are strong, light, and responsive, engineered to do the work of much bigger fins with less drag. These goodies help keep the sailor on the board. Various lines and harnesses hook the rider to the boom and act as a sort of leash during wipeouts. When it's time to manhandle the rig, gloves can help a lot. And for the board, there are tacky deck pads and foot straps, the accessory that ushered in wave jumping 20 years ago and is now considered standard equipment. Windsurfing is not all flash. Some gear is designed solely to keep sailors alive. Hypothermia is a big concern when the wind and water are involved, and depending on the conditions, bored sailors keep it going with water wear from lycra tops and bottoms to full-fledged wetsuits, in designer colors, of course.
Anytime you mix wind and water, you're going to be at risk. Hurtling along on a surfboard with the wind tugging at your arms keeps you pretty busy. Too busy sometimes to see trouble ahead. Well, here's some trouble. Make a selection to see it now so you don't have to pay the price later.
You don't have to know cirrus from cumulonimbus to know that stormy weather can mean big problems. Trouble is, most good riders can't wait for those wild days and the real fun to begin. Just remember, high seas, low visibility, and screaming squalls can knock you down, knock you out, and whisk you out to sea. So play it safe, learn to keep a weather eye, and read the sky. The rules of the nautical road read fine and well for freighters and tugs, but they don't turn loops at 20 knots. In heavy traffic, you're playing on a busy freeway and you better think fast. Right, left, overhead, that's a lot of flying fiberglass, and any kind of collision means injury. During rush hour out there, you gotta plan your course and look both ways. It doesn't take long to sail into trouble, and you gotta remember that a mile or two offshore is a real wilderness. Out there, problems with currents and swell, dehydration, and hypothermia look more serious than they do in a kiddie pool. So before you sail off the end of the world, make sure you've got all the skills you'll need to get back home when the going gets rough. Imagine riding a bike about 25 miles an hour off an almost vertical ramp. This is what most sailboarders are up against out in the surf. Think about the wipeouts this can cause. High-flying, back-cracking, spin-out-of-control doozies guaranteed. With your feet in the straps and the boom in your hands, there's a million ways to eat it. So learn your dismount techniques. You'll need them. Windsurfing can be a total body workout or a total body thrashing. The force on the sail is enormous. From wrist flameouts to knee-tweaking ligament pulls, the wind might be free, but the price for fun isn't. Just make sure you're up to this before you find yourself paying the dues. Sailboarding was born at a party in California. These two pals, Jim Drake and Hoyle Schweitzer, were arguing about which sport was better, surfing or sailing. Surfing was easier, said Hoyle, didn't take such a big boat. Jim sided with sailing, always more wind than waves, you know? So they joined forces to work it out. They stuck a movable mast on a big old surfboard, and before long they were sailboarding around on the crude craft. Harbor police didn't know whether to arrest them, applaud them, or make them get registration numbers for the thing. In the end, they applauded, and the windsurfer was patented in 1968.
It's said that bored sailors go where the wind blows, but that doesn't mean they're flaky. These guys are world-class athletes with an oceanographer's wisdom about the wind and the waves. These are the guys that do it and do it well. Pick your pro.
The record was just over 45 miles an hour by Brad Duffy from California, and Ferris Hamilton now owns the American record at 47.4, and we're right behind it at 46 and a half, 46, just over 46 miles an hour. But we're just really getting going. It was the first really good day that we had there. We were still on 4.6s, 4.7s. When the day comes that we can get down into 4.4s and 4.2s, I think we'll be going over 50 miles an hour pretty easily on this spot.
On a holiday in the marina, it's actually fun. I mean, I love to just go down there and watch. There's just so many people experiencing this sport, and it can be crazy. I mean, I think if I was learning in this day and age on a holiday, I'd wear a helmet just because other people are a little bit out of control and their rigs are flying around. But it's a real fun place to be. Everyone's at the same level learning, and they're all experiencing it together.
It's a feeling every day when I go out to go sailing that I try and scare myself. At the end of each day, you know, the feeling of being scared is a lot of fun and pushes you to the next day and then the next day. And being addicted to the wind is just a feeling that you want to experience and try one day.
Wind, waves, wow. Board sailing. It's the only sport that lets you walk on water, but don't get too cocky because the ocean's a lot bigger than you. It's not about chance, it's about smarts. Guide me here, will you? I mean, have you got what it takes? Let's see. Decisions, they're all up to you.
Let's go. The wind is waiting. What are you waiting for? You've just shown up the contest. Should you... Okay, competition has started, and a heavy gust of wind is coming your way. What to do? All right, you're outside the break now, and a wave is coming. Gonna take some technique on this one. What'll it be? Okay, you're jamming. You've caught a wave, and now you gotta ride it. Question is how? The judges are watching, so think about it. Still surfing, check it out. The fastest way between 2 points is a radical maneuver. Time to impress the crowd. Name your poison. Crunch time. Only a few seconds left in the final. You're jamming out through the break. Got lots of speed. Big wave coming your way. What do you do to win this thing? Speed trap dead ahead. Going for big air on this one. Time to fly. Thing is, how you gonna pull it? Speed trap dead ahead. Time to chase that demon. Grab a tiger by the tail. Big gust of wind coming. How you gonna use it? You're just about to fly into a big crowd at speed, and just ahead you see a wave that you can jump. Your decision, please. The biggest wave you've ever seen is steaming right down towards you. The judges are watching. This could make or break your whole career. Go! All right, you win. That was some radical jump. Let this be a lesson. Fortune favors the brave. See you next time around.
So what are you waiting for? Come on, man. Edge it. Take the shot. Do something. Because this thing is getting heavy.